Yummy, yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy water. Mm-mm-mm-mm. You like them throat sounds? You like them throat sounds, kids? Mm. My water tastes stale for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. Hello, everyone. Did you miss me? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I saw you Wednesday. It feels like it's been forever. Oh my god. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Today is going to be a whole bunch of yapping, ASMR yapping. I have said it numerous times, but I love a calm voice just talking in my ears. That's how I fall asleep the fastest, just someone yapping away. So I'm going to give you the pleasure, and you can experience that. Quite fun. The throat sounds. Good, 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 good. You can have throat sounds water version, or you can have throat sounds ultra blue Hawaiian version, as I have my monster here. Busy. Probably gonna get this demonetized on YouTube, I'm not gonna lie. The last ASMR got bonked because of all like the mouth sounds and stuff. I'm not surprised, but kind of cringe, I'm not gonna lie. But good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everyone's having such a wonderful day, and if not, you know it is my job, it is my goal to try and make you have a little bit of a better day. Get a little smile on your face, a little warmth on your cheeks, a little bit of love. I decided to do Reddit stories because I'm not sure what you guys think, but it's a little bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. I've kind of stated numerous times, I'm very, very chismosa. I can't help it. So having Am I the Asshole like Reddit stories, I ate it up like on my TikTok when like you have like the Minecraft parkour. I love that stuff so much, but it would always come in like 15 million parts, and it made me so upset. So I stopped looking at those, and then I started just like listening to YouTube videos of people like reading it out, which was nice. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do that myself. So if you guys like it, please let me know. If you don't like it, also let me know. You won't hurt my feelings. At least I won't tell you that you hurt my feelings. But if you do hurt my feelings, I'm not going to tell you, and then I'm going to go cry. But you won't know that, so it's okay. Okay? I might get a little loud. I'll try my best not to. I know I can. I know I tend to be loud during my ASMRs, and it's a really, really, really bad habit of mine. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't help it. I get really excited, and if I get excited, I get loud. I'm just a loud person because I'm also deaf, so I don't know how loud I am being. It's a whole bunch of excuses. I'm so sorry. If I'm a little all over the place, I came out of work. I woke up 5 a.m. Oh my god. I woke up 5 a.m. this morning. And I just woke up from a nap because I took a little bit of a nap. So I'm a little everywhere. The making mistress sad brainworms. The brainworms. They itch sometimes. I'm not sure if you guys have that, but they itch. And it's a unique feeling, I will say. I don't know what to do about it, but they're there. They're definitely there. Okay, we'll start. I looked over some of the stories that I've picked out. Mostly I just picked it because of like the title I thought was interesting. So if they're not actually interesting stories, then I am sorry. I currently have 6 picked out. So I don't know how long the 6 is gonna take, but we'll see. But I took a nap like 30 minutes ago, but God said, nuh-uh. You haven't suffered enough. Well, don't worry, you'll be able to nap here, right now. Oh my God. You know, it's scary when you look through my window. You know that? I don't like having eyes behind me. Like, listen, if you're gonna, like, maybe, like, peek through the vent that way, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to tell if you're in my vents, but, like, the window, man, come on. Got the shivers. Ooh. I might be yawning a lot because, like I said, I just woke up from a nap. That's why I'm drinking a Monster, to try to keep me awake. You can stay on my leg, that's fine. Okay, are we ready? I don't know. I don't think we're ready, but we're ready. So, we're gonna start with this first story. It's called, Am I the Asshole for Not Caring If My Boyfriend Cheats on Me? Now, a lot of these that I've picked out are, like, relationship centered, I will say that. But I think that would be, I think it's very interesting to see each other's opinions on this. I know, wild tile, not caring if my boyfriend cheats on me. Fucking wild. Okay. I, 22 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 23 male, for about 8 months now, and I believe the situation's roots first started earlier in our dating. My boyfriend had a girl in his circle, let's call Emma. I noticed way earlier she exhibited signs of liking him romantically, and the longer we spent together dating-wise, the louder and more prominent the signs became. The main tension point came one day where the friend group was hanging out with Emma on her birthday, including my boyfriend and I. After her party, we all helped with cleaning since it was the nice thing to do when Emma confronted me alone. It was the usual I didn't love him and that he's making a mistake, but this time she mentioned there being something wrong with me and how messed up I am for not caring about him. I felt uncomfortable, so I walked away and told my boyfriend what happened, and as he confronted her, I just left. It wasn't worth being there. My boyfriend came home late that night and didn't tell me what happened till the next day. It was technically a repeat of what she said to me, with the addition of how a normal girlfriend should feel jealous when her man gets hit on and how I'm off. Ever since then, I can tell that there's been a slight shift in his behavior, like him staring at me randomly, lost in thought, or him being a lot clingier. I tried addressing it, but got no solid answer, so I left it. Yesterday, he sat down and asked me for reassurance. I still love him and addressed it again, the concerns Emma planted of how I don't act like a normal girlfriend. It's not fair for my love to be doubted. Why should I get jealous when I'm in a relationship with him already? Why should I be possessive and whatnot? He then asked, sorry, I'm going to be like kind of gassy and burpy because of that monster. He asked then how I would react if he cheated on me, so I told him I would leave him. He followed up with asking if I wouldn't be hurt or sad, and to answer honestly. I thought about it, and I don't think I considered how I'd feel. I guess I thought for too long, and I could see the hurt in his eyes. He's been silent ever since. He isn't rude or bad about he makes us breakfast and helps me with my garden, but without small talk or smiling, which is bad. Getting cheated on is bad, and the rule is to leave. Isn't that the only thing that matters? Why should I be sad and distraught if it happens? But I understand where he's coming from. I think I should, I don't know, maybe handle it better? Okay, first things first. I think the title is a little bit misleading as it hints like as if he did cheat, which between like what happened like with him and the best friend, I don't know how to feel about it. I think that he may be aware of like the friend Emma being flirty with him, and I think with him he's not really focused on her flirting with him, more so as like, why isn't my girlfriend doing anything? Because he wants to feel loved, he wants to feel needed, he wants the possessiveness that we see in media, you know? Girls going crazy over their man, like fighting over each other, yelling and screaming, right? He wants to feel that, because to him, I get the sense that that's how he gets reassurance that she loves him, rather than just trusting her when she says that she does, you know? I think the writer the OP is, I don't know if this is her first relationship, if she has been cheated on previously. She does seem like disconnected from her own emotions, like how she mentioned, you know, I never considered it, but maybe that's also just because she feels secure within her relationship. She feels secure enough, she loves her boyfriend, she doesn't believe that he would cheat on her, so she has no reason to panic or to be jealous or to consider the option, because she doesn't think it would happen. And like kind of how she mentioned, if it does, she'll just leave, you know? She's very black and white about it, which I can see why that bothers the boyfriend. I don't know if that makes you an asshole, though, is the thing. She could be mentally preparing herself. I think we're missing some context. I think definitely they could benefit from better communication. Maybe it's like I think OP needs some therapy. But are you an asshole for not caring? No, you're not an asshole. Are you kind of an asshole for dismissing your boyfriend, how he feels right now about like everything? Yeah, kinda. You were kind of an asshole when he was like trying to see if, you know, if you have feelings for him, and you kind of didn't give him anything. And that's kind of a dick move. So the original question, no, but just a little bit. But it's also just kind of weird for the boyfriend to like be kind of okay with like Emma and her doing her thing. Is kind of weird, kind of icky. No, thank you. Listen, if you're aware that she's flirting with you while you have a girlfriend, the important question is, why are you okay with it? Why aren't you doing anything? Why does it have to be your girl that does something about it? You know? Hi. Why does your girl have to do something about it? If you're aware someone else is flirting with you while you are in an open relationship, why don't you say something? You're the one being flirted with. Why does your partner have to do it? That's kind of silly. Yeah, it's not cool. It doesn't sound like it's an open relationship from what, like, I mean, they didn't mention it, but from the sounds of it, it's not open. So, kind of icky. That's my rating, icky. Okay, this one's a short one, but the next one is, am I the asshole for telling my fiance he needs to man up since we're expecting? I picked this solely for like the title for like manning up. Because I'll get my biases out of the way. I don't like that phrasing, that wording. I really, really don't. I've seen the negative effects that it had on my brother, being told as we were growing up to man up. I've seen how toxic it is. I do not like it. So I have a little bit of a bias towards this. So I'm going to try to go in with an open mind, but I want to be transparent with you guys, okay? I, 20 female, and my fiance, 22 male, have been together for 5 years. Okay, I was like calculating really quick in my head the ages. Yeah, okay. 2 of those years engaged. Out in February of 2026, I found out we're having a baby, and I told him he needs to cut back on his gaming and start helping around the house, as I've done everything from cooking and cleaning to yard work. He works 4 to 6 hour shifts, comes home and goes straight to gaming. He knows it irritates me when he's just sitting on his ass gaming, and asks me to do something he can easily do. When I found out we were having a baby, my fiance didn't say anything and just went straight to the game. Am I the asshole for telling him to man up and stop acting like a man-child since we're expecting a child? Girl, I'm so sorry to say this. Your man doesn't want that kid. Your man doesn't care. I think he definitely should step up. Yeah, he's being a bum. But at the same time, he doesn't care. He doesn't want the kid. He's just kind of with you just to be with you. I know that's kind of like, it's kind of shitty for me to say this because that's a long relationship. 5 years is crazy. 5 years is a long time. But, and it's, it's not easy to do like, oh, just leave, easier said than done. Oh, well, I know you've loved him for so long, but like, you should just leave him. But for her sake, right, she is going to have to take care of everything plus the kid. I do think she should find other routes of support. Ahem. You gotta say something at the announcement. Yeah, I mean, to literally not say anything, to just look at her and be like, hey babe, we're having a baby, I'm pregnant, and her to go, okay boys, you wanna queue up for another round of COD? Like, oh my god. It's giving you, okay, if you guys know the musical Chicago, where it's these women in prison because they killed their lovers. I wouldn't be surprised if she did something. I wouldn't blame her. I wouldn't blame her. It's oh my god, it's giving Cell Block Tango. That's what it is. It's giving Cell Block Tango. Yes. You gotta come. Yeah. Exactly. I'm so glad you understand. I'm so glad. Oh my god, I was afraid that like no one would get it. It's not like Chicago is like a niche musical by any means, but it's like one of the musicals that I really like, and for someone else to like know it, I don't know, it just makes me happy. Yeah, no, bum. I give the rating of bum and not the asshole. Okay, this one is a bit longer. The third one is, am I the asshole for documenting every time my husband chose his mother over me and then finally leaving without saying anything? Theater kid moment. That's fair. Choosing your mom over your wife is kind of crazy, in my opinion. It's kind of giving like boy mom, ew, no. Oh, they did say, there's apparently a tag that says English second language, so heads up. Okay, I never thought my marriage would make me feel this invisible. When I got married, I knew I would be living with my husband's family. In our culture, that's normal, so I didn't question it much. I tried to adjust and be respectful. I cooked with my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, helped me around the house, and tried my best to fit in. But over time, things started to feel very one-sided. My mother-in-law constantly criticized me. It doesn't matter what I do, there was always something wrong with it. If I cook, it's not the way she likes it. If I clean, it's not done properly. Even small things somehow become a problem. Oh my god, I hate this woman already. No, it really is. It's, yeah, Oedipus complex. It's, yeah, boy mom. Clocked it immediately. At first, I thought maybe I was just being sensitive, so I kept quiet. The hardest part is my husband. Every single time there's a disagreement, he automatically takes his mother's side. Not once has he tried to understand how I feel. After a while, I started to notice a pattern, so I began writing things down on my phone. Good, she's not, like, going delusional on me, like, am I being gaslit? She's documenting. I love this. Every time something happened where he chose her over me, I documented it, not because I wanted to use it against him, but because I felt like I was slowly losing my sense of reality. That's exactly what I was just saying. Yes, girl, you need to not feel like you're going crazy, to like be gaslit. You need to like write it down, to remember, to know, no, you have these feelings and these feelings are valid. Yes. Oh my god. I needed to know if I was imagining things or if it was really happening this often. Yes, because it is. Within a few months, the list became very long. Small things like when I wanted to cook something I like and was told that that food isn't allowed in the house, or when I tried to explain how I felt and he said I was overreacting and that I should just listen to his mother. Eventually, I realized something very painful. In this house, I don't feel like a wife. I feel like someone who just lives here and is expected to obey. Recently, I looked at the list again, and it honestly broke my heart. I kept asking myself if this is what I want for the rest of my life. Part of me wants to just leave quietly for a while, stay with my family so I can think clearly. Another part of me feels guilty for even considering that. So now I'm wondering, am I the asshole for keeping track of these moments and thinking about walking away because I feel like my husband will always choose his mother over me? Absolutely not the asshole. Not in a million years, or not in a billion multiverses. Oh my god, you deserve a like multi-million-dollar man who loves his wife. Oh, what's his name? Oh my god, I can't think of anything. I can't think of the show or the name. It's the one guy with the Latino woman who like loves her so much, but he's older. She needs that. She needs all the love. I feel so bad for her. No, not in a million years. No. Honestly, the fact that she asked is just like so polite, because normally people would, oh my god. I have another. Sorry, there's another bot spamming in my server. The fact that I have bots coming in my server is kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes. Not Morticia and Gomez, yes, but Gloria and fuck, I can't remember his name. Oh my god. Jay. Gloria and Jay. That's originally the two I was thinking of. But Morticia and Gomez is also like a beautiful example. Yes. I will absolutely hydrate. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Crazy. Okay. Yes, Modern Family. That's the name. I couldn't think of it. Yes, Modern Family. Correct. Yes, absolutely. Okay, this fourth one is also on the smaller side. But the name, okay. This is I'm gonna just heads up. This is gonna be a little bit of a roller coaster, okay? I read the title, I read the first couple of words, and I left it be so I can react to it on stream with you guys, okay? Just heads up, it's a little crazy. Like, you gotta prioritize the wife, man. She's the one you chose to be with. Yes, that's true. You chose your wife. You didn't choose your mom. I don't know if that's the best way, the best mentality, but you know what I mean. Okay. Next. Am I the asshole for cuddling with my little sister? Hold on. 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 We gotta get context. We know it's a little sister. Hold on. Okay. Okay. This morning, this was posted 18 hours ago, by the way. So yesterday. This morning around 5 a.m. 5 a.m. So yesterday at 5 a.m. my 18 males, the poster's 18, sister, who is 11, came into my room while I was watching anime and asked if she could lay with me like we used to when she was younger. I said sure and scooted over so she could lay down next to me, and she cuddled right up to me. We laid there for a while before my stepdad went to wake her up for school and didn't find her in her room. He eventually walked into my room and saw us and asked what the fuck we were doing. According to him, it's inappropriate for an older brother to cuddle with his sister at her age, which I don't see how, but my mom eventually agreed with him, and my sis is quite upset about it. I don't see any issue with it, as it was just harmless cuddling, the same we used to do for most of her life. Edit, because several people have asked, she is my half-sister, however, our stepdad isn't her biological father. I wanted to do the pause. I had to do the pause. I had to. Okay, so to lay the scene, OP 18, sister not related 11. There's the biological mother of the two, and then the stepdad is not related to any of them. So he is like a complete like third party in this. Now, personally, I don't see an issue with this. Personally, I don't. I understand what it's like to be that older sibling, you know? I think in my head, I am kind of like in my head I'm kind of like auto positioning them in a way where it's not weird. You know, I don't think that she's like, you know, head in his lap and like he's like brushing, you know, like I don't think they're like, you know, spooning or anything, right? That context though is kind of important because the position that they're laying in honestly kind of determines whether or not it's weird. But I'm honestly more concerned about the stepdad insinuating that it's bad. The problem, the stepdad. I think the stepdad's the problem. I think he's just assuming siblings showing affection isn't bad. Like, you know, for siblings to like kiss each other like on the cheek or on the forehead, right? That's fine. There's your family. That's what family does. But to insinuate that there's ulterior motives, why? She's a kid. And like, unless OP has, you know, is like touching her weird that we don't know, or has a history of doing weird things with her, then like, yeah, I can understand the stepdad stepping in. But it's also kind of weird for him to step in because, again, he's the third party. He's not really, it's not his kids. Either of them, it's not his kids. You know? He's just kind of an adult. Yeah, exactly. That's fine. I really think, really think it's just the position of how they were laying. I'm like trying to find whether or not the OP like further explains anything. I can't find him saying anything more. But you know, for a post that just came out like not even a day ago, there's a lot of fucking replies. Ooh, this is really important. So someone commented, why is your stepfather sexualizing 11-year-old girl? OP posts, is it sexualizing? Someone else goes, him insinuating that it's not normal and that it's bad is how he's sexualizing it. Your mom shouldn't be agreeing with that man either. You should have been a safe place for your sister, and that's what should be important in the household. Someone else goes, it makes me wonder though if there's something going on with the stepfather that is making the little girl want to be protected by her brother. Now I just think they're assuming, because just based off of this one interaction, I don't think you can say the stepdad is doing something to her. He's wrong for like assuming, but to insinuate that he's doing something is kind of crazy. Unless that's why she was up that early going to him. I don't want to go into like the what if land, but you know, because that's just a spiral. Worried something about that. I'd imagine you definitely have to catch that before something worse happens. Like for the dad's case, I would either see it as you'd rather overreact than not catch a tragedy. I guess so. But yeah, I feel this is a very slippery slope. That's why I kind of picked this one, because I wanted to see what, just because I only saw the title and then 5 a.m. 18 male 11 female. I saw that and left it because I wanted to see what else it was with you guys. I think there's more to be desired, more context to be desired with this one. Put a put a pin in it if there's ever an update to this. He does say that the door was partially open. Sorry, I'm just trying to see. A lot of people are calling him incels for this. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Can't call it either way. exactly. I agree. Okay. We'll leave that one be. Next one. Am I the asshole for not letting my partner read my work emails, even though he says couples should share everything? I'm not sure what your guys' opinion is on sharing things with other people, especially if you are together. Maybe it depends on like the stage of being together, if you're dating, engaged, married, but we'll see what this story is, okay? I just wanted to understand if I'm the one creating the problem or if my reaction makes sense. I'm 26 female and I live with my partner who's 28 male. I want to know if I'm the asshole for setting this boundary because the situation has started to feel heavier than it should. I work in a job where most of my communication happens through email. Some of it includes private discussions with coworkers and internal matters that are not meant to be shared outside of work. My partner recently started asking to read some of my emails when he sees me working. He says he's just curious about what my day looks like and wants to understand my job better. I told him I'm not comfortable with that. It's not about hiding anything from him. It's simply because those messages belong to my workplace and sometimes involve other people's information. I feel like letting someone else read them would cross a professional line. He sees it differently and believes that when two people are in a serious relationship, there should be a complete openness about everything. Now he thinks my refusal means I'm keeping distance from him. I feel like I'm just trying to respect my work responsibilities. The disagreement has made things tense at home, and I keep wondering if I make it bigger than it needed to be. Am I the asshole? For someone whose entire job is riding the dick of OSHA and HIPAA, I do not see this as being an asshole. Guy is absolutely giving red flags. Why are you so insistent on reading work emails? She can tell you what's going on in her work day. She can tell you, like, hey, generally, we're working on this project. You don't have to read the email yourself. Why are you being so anal about it? Yes, you can absolutely get fired. You can get fired. You can, like, if you need a license for this job, you can have your license revoked. You can be blacklisted from companies for sharing confidential information. That stuff is crazy. It's like a lawyer or like a doctor sharing information about their patients to people. You can't be doing that. If it's confidential, it's confidential. I do not think she's overreacting. I do not think she's being the asshole. I think that's a very understandable boundary, especially because if this is required by work, if it's something like, oh, you know, Stacy's eating ice cream or something, like that doesn't matter. You know, if you work at Wendy's and your boss emails you, that doesn't matter. But because it is the expectation at her job that it is confidential, no, absolutely not. Get your nose out of my stuff. No. 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 Not the asshole. Nope. You cannot convince me otherwise. And I think I really am biased because I work in a hospital, but at the same time, it's like, listen, you can have openness with everything else but this. It doesn't have to be literally everything. There are exceptions. Yeah, no. From what I get, they don't work at like the same place. He's just trying to be nosy about her job. There's gotta be boundaries, yes. Every relationship needs boundaries, and if you don't have boundaries, then that in itself is also a slippery slope for things going wrong. No, girl, I respect you for keeping it up. Hell yeah. She's very good at putting her foot down, and I respect that. Good on you, girl. Okay, next one. This is a big paragraph, guys. One big old paragraph. I mean, like, work husband in the same way some dudes have work wives. That's also true, yeah. No, I kind of forget that that's like a thing where it's like not like actually like working together, husband and wife, but like the work wife kind of. I forget that. Okay, next. Am I the asshole for canceling my birthday barbecue because my family got together behind my back? Seems like an innocent title. What do you mean by got behind it back? What does that mean? Okay, let's go. Hi everyone. I don't really post on Reddit, but I think it would be nice to hear an outside perspective on this. I live a little over an hour from father and hometown. However, I live close to my sister. We both have children and are married. My father is very much a homebody who never visits or drives here to spend time with me. I'm not bothered by this much, honestly, as he's always been that way when I didn't live in hometown. So we always go to him. A week prior to my birthday, he asked if I would want to fish for my birthday. He fishes where I live, and he fishes maybe 3 to 5 times a year, usually in the summer. Keep in mind that my dad and his wife are, and also my sister and her family, we all go together when he does. I hate fishing, and I end up watching all the kids the whole time anyways. I always go and have family time and enjoy being together in general, but for my birthday, I do not want to go babysit and watch everyone else having fun, so I explained that, and he understood. He said, "We won't go fishing," in all caps, but I would like to go barbecue at his house on the weekend. I said yes. My birthday comes up, and my sister comes by in the afternoon with a gift and tells me they all went fishing. I was blindsided by this and had no idea. I was sitting at home all day and did normal weekday things as a mother, not boring birthday stuff. Oh, boring, not birthday stuff. My sister loves to fish. I told my dad I was upset that he told me he wasn't going and came all this way and spend time with the family. This needs to be, I'm assuming your English is not the first language, but holy shit, the grammar. I'm so sorry. Let me find where okay. I told my dad I was upset that he told me he wasn't going and came all this way and spent time with the whole family without me. Didn't call, didn't drop by, basically hoped I wouldn't find out that they went. Sounds dramatic, but it's not. Very par for the course behavior that has happened before. I feel like they did not have to go on my birthday and could have instead spent time with me or asked what I would like to do if he was willing to come here. I never assumed he was willing to visit up here. I would have loved to get together or got lunch or just visited, but instead I felt, oh my god, not a single comma. But instead I felt left out and avoided. Like I said, he never comes and only fishes a handful of times a year. So now I don't want to come and drive all the way out there to barbecue this weekend and celebrate because I don't feel that important. This is a lot harder to explain to people in text than I imagined. Apparently, it's really hard to punctuate. Holy shit. Have fun, Anga. Hi, Louise. Yeah, it gave me ESL vibes. Okay. They didn't have to do it on her birthday. I don't know if it's a her or him. I think they said mother, so her. They didn't have to do it on their birthday. No, you literally could have done it the day before, the day after. Literally did not have to. There's no excuse. That was on purpose. That was intentional. That is so BS. Yeah, not to like shoot a text or anything. Bro, come on. Come on. No. And then to like gaslight and be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Like, we just went fishing. Oh my God. It's my birthday. Did you really have to do it today? You couldn't have done it literally any other time this week. You couldn't because you were here. You couldn't stop by and say hi. Oh my God. Come on. No. This is a quick not the asshole for me, and like an asshole to like everyone else, even the sister. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Come on, man. Ugh, no, ew. Ew. Disgusting. Okay. This next one I picked out. A little silly. And by silly, I mean silly crazy. Yes, that day, the weather, the stars must have aligned. The weather must have been perfect to be able to go fishing that day. No, they clearly had to. No, they had to. No, they had to. Okay. See, you get it. Oh my God. I bet, you know what? It's even like fishing where you don't even take the fish to like cook it or anything. You just catch it and then throw it back in the water. It's like literally just spending time for nothing. I don't know. That's how I see fishing, like that. If you're fishing and then not even get to like keep the fish, come on. Seriously. That's just me. Okay. Okay, this is silly crazy. Silly, crazy, a little sensitive, a little trigger warning. Just heads up, okay? Am I the asshole for flushing my abusive father's ashes instead of spreading them at the beach like he requested? Catch and release is fun, though. I want to keep the fish, man. I want to keep the fish. I want to eat it. Okay. The person even says, I know the title sounds insane, but hear me out. So, we'll hear him out. My father died by suicide last summer while he was in jail. Crazy. For most people, losing a parent would be devastating, but for me it was the opposite. My father was a very bad man. I don't want to go into too much detail because this situation actually made the news and I'd prefer to stay anonymous, but his crimes involved women and children. That man ruined my life. We had a terrible relationship and the damage caused by what he did will affect me forever. After he died, he was cremated according to his wishes. My mom and I received his ashes. Apparently, his final request was to have his ashes spread at his favorite beach. My mom told me that at some point I needed to take a day off work so she, my brother, and I could drive to the beach together and spread them. For context, we never even had a funeral for him. It was considered in poor taste because of everything that happened, and honestly, nobody really loved him anyway. Months kept passing and the beach trip kept getting pushed off. Recently, my mom started bringing it up again and nagging me about when we were going to do it. I work full-time, 40 plus hours a week, and I'm already exhausted most days. The idea of having to spend my day off driving hours just to spread my father's ashes honestly made me angry. Why should we even fulfill his last wishes when the last time he got what he wanted, non-consensually, it ended up with a prison sentence? That's a wild thing to write out. So the other day after work, I went to my mom's closet where the ashes were kept and flushed them down the toilet. When my mom got home later, she noticed the urn was gone and immediately asked where the ashes were. I told her I flushed them. She completely broke down crying and started yelling at me. She said that even though he was a bad man, he didn't deserve that, and since we never even held a funeral, at least we could have done... The least we could have done was honor his final request. Okay, sorry. What confuses me is that my mom was one of his victims. My father mentally, physically, and sexually abused her during their marriage. They met in the military when she was 19, she's 50 now, and were married for over 2 decades. When he was finally arrested, she spent hours talking about how horrible he was and how miserable their marriage has been. She even has a new boyfriend now. In our family, it's almost a running joke that we sit around and talk about how awful my dad was. Because of that, I genuinely didn't expect her to react like this. I honestly don't feel bad about what I did, but seeing how upset she made me question things. Am I the asshole? See... Okay. Dude sounds like scum of the earth, but stealing from the mom is a little messed up. I don't know. I would have just refused to sprinkle the ashes, because, like, that's her trauma to work through. Yeah. Okay. Here are my thoughts. Here are my thoughts. You are absolutely justified in not fulfilling his final wish. If you want to flush them, you can flush them. However, it is not your decision to make. I do not think it is in your power to get rid of all of the ashes like that. If you want to take a portion for yourself, maybe be like, this is my split, you know, this is how I want to deal with the trauma, go ahead. But for your mother, I think this is as traumatizing as he was to her. Did you not consider that perhaps this was the final bit of closure she was going to get? The final bit of, like, you will never bother me again, you will never hurt me again, I will, do this last request, and then you will be out in the ocean, far away from me, never to be near me again. Did you not consider that it was going to be healing for her to take power and to do it? Because she could choose to throw it away, she could choose to flush it, or she could choose to have the power, her decision, to do what she wants with it. And if she chooses to follow the request, that's not like following him, that's giving power to her. And I think taking that power away from her is what made her cry. I think that's what really upset her, was when she finally felt like she was so close to having closure, it was ripped away from her, and she didn't even get to have a say in it. Not like a, hey, I want to do this, but a, hey, I did this behind your back. On principle, not the issue, but he was not the sole individual. Yes, exactly. I think if it was just OP, if there was no other family involved, I think, like, flush it, whatever. That's a really good question, Luis. I think you have to understand, people cope in a lot of different ways. I think it was very important for the mom to have everyone there. She could absolutely go by herself. She's able to probably, drive herself. But maybe there's like a lack of communication that it means a lot to her for one reason or another to have both of her kids there. We won't know why, but that's what I think it is. I'm sympathizing a lot with the mom just because she has been in this abusive relationship for so long that I think, for over 2 decades, that does a lot to someone. That That does a lot. So I kind of have to say yes on this one. By the title of it, no. But because it was something, it wasn't your decision to make, yes. Exactly. People process it differently. People need different like branches of support. They need different people. It's really complicated, and I honestly feel bad for the mom. I really do. I feel terrible for her. I'm curious as to what they say. A lot of people are just like making jokes about, oh, you should have taken a shot on him. Yeah, and there's a lot of like religious stuff with it, of like, people processing death in the deceased in a lot of different ways. Some people have more respect, some people don't really care. I you know, I a lot of people are saying not the asshole in here. Some people, though, kind of agreed with what I said about how, like, the mom. Oh, hold on. This is okay. There's a little bit of important context I found in the comments. So, OP replies to someone saying, "No, I never told her to go without me. I'm 19, so I'm grown." Okay, bud. You're 19. You're a fucking child. I'm 19, so I'm grown, and she has her own car. I told her one time months ago that I didn't want to, but she just ignored me and continued to talk about it. Me and my mother have a complicated relationship, and we were never close until after my father's arrest, so I'm not used to arguing with her or even communicating normally for that matter, because as a child, when I wouldn't be told something, I could speak back with consequences. Excuses are excuses, though. And I should have said something after reading the comments. I'm definitely seeing how I could be the asshole. Yeah, you didn't bother. You didn't bother communicating with her. The fact that you didn't even mention once, hey, just go without me. You just said, no, I don't want to. Those are two different things. Those are two different things. Ay, ay, ay. Trying to see if there's any other things from the OP, but I don't see anything. Okay. You're 19? Dude, I'm 19 and I'm grown. Okay, bud. Okay. Okay, bud. You can't even legally drink. You're not an adult. You can't even legally drink. Shut up. Shut up. At least he's aware where he fucked up, but like, yeah, he's a legal adult and a kid doing what he wanted to do without factoring in others. Yeah. He like after like reading comments realized, oh, I kind of fucked up. So at least there's some sense of like what's it called? There's some self-reflection there, which is good. That's good to see. Okay, those are all the ones that I picked on like previously. Um, let's see if there's anything else I can find for you guys. I like this one too. Okay. Have you ever tried sorting by controversial? Can I? Is that a thing? How do I do that? I just see best, hot, new, top, and rising. How do I sort by controversial? Hit top. Cuddling with the little sister is currently on top right now. That's insane. Is it like a flare? Okay, hold on. Oh, that's today. We'll do this week. There we go. We'll do that. I picked out 2 more, and then we'll pick out some more after that, after hitting top, okay? This one I picked out because ex-Catholic, okay? How to manage religious loon at school. Am I the asshole for keeping child away? Okay. Okay, what do you mean by that? Shame, really. Absolutely loved the school since son started there age 4. Spend thousands a year on fundraising stuff and donations. Chose it over a quote outstanding school 2 doors away because the outstanding school was a cult school and were against it. New head, started about 11 months ago, decided to introduce Christian songs and morning assemblies. I complained along with many other parents, managed to get our kids excluded from these, and they now stay in the breakfast club playing chess or drawing till assembly is over. Though it was thought it was resolved, Thursday evening I collect son from Childminder. I'm assuming this is like a language thing. Childminder, and he discloses that they have a man from the church in their classroom that morning, talking to them about Jesus and making them pray. Though I thought he must be exaggerating or making it up. I called the school to ask them to clarify, and they admitted, and they let a flipping minister from a local church preach to the children this morning. Throw up emoji. My son is the happiest, gentlest, kindest soul with an excellent moral compass. How dare a secular, modern school invite a person like this into the place? No parental consent, no warning, no respect for the fact that only 2 kids of the class of 30 identify as Christian. How is this acceptable? Will not be sending son on Monday until school have provided confirmation they won't do this again. 11 other parents in WhatsApp group are also doing the same. One is married to our local MP. Okay. As we don't have enough shit to deal with, we have this hassle. We have requested the new head teacher resigns too. Clearly not a good fit. Yes, I'm saying me. I am a former Catholic. First of all, I just want to comment just really quick on this parent. You seem like a bit of a Karen. I'm not gonna lie. It's giving a little bit. I'm going to the WhatsApp group and I'm gonna contact. I have a friend whose husband is the MP. Like it's kind of screaming Karen a little bit. But anyways, okay. As a former Catholic, I feel like I have a really big opinion on this. As a former Catholic, I do not see an issue with presenting religion in front of Hello, nurse. Thank you. I do not see an issue with presenting religion in front of children. I think it's a good exposure. I really wished as a kid that I got exposure not just from going to Catholic school and it being only Catholic. I wish I got to learn more about other religions and got to talk to, maybe lecturers or their versions of priests to learn from them. I don't see anything wrong with that. What I don't like is the school doing this without notifying the parents. Doing this behind the parents' back, having them integrate into their schedule prayer time and having them pray in class with the priest, that is not okay. I don't like that. I don't really care that this is like a modern school. If it's a secular school, like this is an adjustment that this is a big adjustment. You can't just be doing this and blindsiding parents like that. I think it's a bit far to keep your child away from school up until they fix it, because it's not going to be fixed over a weekend. Are you going to keep your kid out of school for 3-6 months because they haven't fixed it? I think they should have gotten parents' consent, and if this parent does not consent, then that's fine. Your kid is not going to assembly. They're like already accommodating that. I think if you let them know, like, hey, I don't want this in the classroom, like, take my kid out of the classroom, that's fine. However, on the basis of like just exposing your kid to religion, I don't think that's bad. On like on a very basic level, I do not think that is bad. But in this situation, going behind the back, that's not okay. You have a right to keep your kid out. I don't think you're an asshole for it. I just think you're a little bit of a Karen. I just think you're a little bit of a Karen. Learned about Hindu and Buddhism in my social studies and history classes, so I think it's okay to teach religion. Yeah, exactly. Like, you're going to learn about other things in different classes. I unfortunately didn't get to, but you're going to learn about different religions, especially like if you're in the public system. Like, what are you going to do? Just like not have them learn? Like, just never have them exposed? That's not reasonable. That's not reasonable. I'm gonna say not the asshole, because this is a big problem in a lot of schools. As I do with quite a few Muslims in my family, these schools can be kind of insidious. That, yeah, the school itself is a very big problem. But the OP does sound both like a Karen and a bit of a Reddit atheist. Yeah. Kind of a wild story. I wasn't expecting that, I'm not gonna lie. I think manage religious loon at school is I thought there was like one crazy kid at school, but if it's like the school system itself, which is like a little different. So that was interesting. Thank you for that. Okay. This one, depending on what the story is, I picked it just off of the principle of the title. Hold on, let me drink some water. Okay. Based off of the title, I relate to this, I resonate with this, and I'm also mad, okay? Okay. Am I the asshole for being mad at people pointing out I'm quiet? Okay. Why do people think it's okay to ask others, why are you so quiet? So right now I'm in nursing school. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie to you. I shit you. I shit you not. I promise. I swear. I swear on my goddess. 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 I didn't know. I didn't know. This is such a fucking coincidence. Oh my, did I write this? Did I write this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I'm so okay. Keep it. You said you wouldn't get loud. You said you wouldn't get loud during the ASMR. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Think about your actions right now. You can just tell us about the stuff. You don't have to go through Reddit. Shush. Is this you? It's not. It's not me. I swear. I swear it's not me. Okay, hold on. Okay. I'm gonna collect myself. I'm not gonna be cool. I'm not gonna be loud. I'm not gonna be loud. Okay. So right now I'm in nursing school. I'm 28 and I usually keep it to myself because I'm really focused on getting good grades. A lot of the times I have to wake up super early because my school is 40 minutes away. So a lot of days I'm really quiet because I'm just drained. I also work almost full time as an assistant on top of juggling school. It can be a lot. One girl in my class is in her mid-30s. Oh my god, that's Betty right there. And asks me why I'm so quiet or points out that I'm so quiet. I talk to people in my class, but I really just want to focus on school and get my degree and good grades so I can apply to nurse practitioner school later. Hey, good on you, girl. Going to MP school? Hell yeah. It really irritates me because I don't see a problem with being quiet and I don't understand what's the reason people keep pointing this out. She always makes comments about how she used to be like me and quiet, then she got a job as a bartender and now she's so talkative. What really makes me mad about these statements is that when I was younger I was super talkative, and I realize that sometimes it's just better to be quiet and not run your mouth. Am I the asshole for being mad at people saying I'm quiet? No. No, because this also pisses me off. No, because okay, I'm not gonna be loud about it. No, because this also pisses me off. Why the fuck do you care? Why the fuck do you care if I'm quiet or not? Why does that bother you? What I don't know you. You don't know me. You don't know what's going on. And even if nothing is going on, why the fuck do you care? Does it make you feel better to proudly admit, screaming in the class, hey, you're quiet but I'm loud? Yeah, I know you're loud. I can fucking hear you. 3 doors down the hall. God damn. No, this is giving Betty, honestly. This is really giving Betty right now. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Nope. That was it. That felt good. Apparently I do have a doppelganger. No, that's crazy. I have a doppelganger, guys. Oh my god. Okay. Let's find another one. Okay, I put top for this week. First one on the docket. Am I the asshole for telling my coworker I was miscarrying after she tried to get me in trouble for excessive bathroom use? I think we could just say no right off the bat. I think we could just say no, right? Can we just all agree? No? Let's read this. 26 female, have a coworker, Mary, whose main goal at work is to get the rest of us in trouble. Today, I was apparently the target. When I got back from lunch, my boss asked to talk to me, and I explained how a coworker had complained that I had excessive bathroom use, and she and the other coworkers had to pick up my slack. Excessive was 10 minutes in the 4 hours before lunch, and I took 40 minutes for lunch instead of 30 like we're supposed to. I was 8 weeks pregnant when I started miscarrying on Tuesday and called in sick to work. I was off yesterday since I am working Saturday, but decided to come into work today to try and use work to distract myself instead of sitting at home wallowing. I ended up explaining the situation to my boss to end the conversation. She apologized to me and offered me a couple days off, but I want to be at work to distract myself. After the meeting, Mary looked extremely smug, clearly thinking she had gotten me in trouble, and I was so angry. So I told her, sorry, if she was so distracted by me being away from my desk for 20 minutes, but since I was miscarrying, I figured it was fine. Mary looked shocked, but didn't speak or even look at me for the rest of the day. After work, a co-worker I am friendly with said that while I am technically right, and Mary was completely out of line, I shouldn't have said anything, knowing it would create an uncomfortable work environment. I don't feel like I did anything wrong, and if Mary wants to micromanage everything, she should expect uncomfortable situations to arise. But I also get that Mary isn't the only co-worker that this gets uncomfortable for, and I don't want to make things hard for my coworkers I actually get along with. So am I the asshole for telling Mary I was miscarrying when she tried to get me in trouble and making things uncomfortable at work? No. Definitely not the asshole. Fuck Mary, fuck everyone else. If they're uncomfortable, that's their own problem. Mary, I love her line that she says that if she wants to micromanage everything, she should expect uncomfortable situations to arise. I love that line. I love that line so much, and I resonate with it because yes, absolutely. If you want to be up my ass, you're gonna get stinky. You're gonna get stinky. You want to see there? You're gonna see some shit. You asked for it. That's tough. That's tough. And if it makes other people uncomfortable, then maybe Mary shouldn't be micromanaging. Like, it's not your fault that they're uncomfortable about Mary micromanaging and that the consequences are on her. Come on. Come on. What? Yeah, no, fuck Mary. Fuck Mary. Yeah, fuck her. Don't fuck her. Let's see. What? Let me drink some water. Okay. Am I the asshole? My girlfriend is angry that I call my friend by his real name. Hold on. I gotta hit him with the huh? With the huh? What? At first I thought it was actually a mess. Yeah. Fuck Mary. Fuck Mary. Fuck Mary. Okay. My girlfriend is angry that I call my friend by his real name. Okay. Everyone knows my ex-boyfriend, 33 male, calls him either JT or by his last name. I, 29 male, was never among those people. He introduced himself to me by his first name, Jude, so that's what I've been calling him. 2 years ago, he and I broke up due to him getting a promotion that included a ton of traveling. I love him, and I definitely don't want him turning down an opportunity like that for me. We tried long distance, and it just wasn't sustainable for us. I'm a homebody through and through, and I like having my person home with me too. I've been dating my current girlfriend, 29 female, for about 8 months now. Jude has recently transferred positions within his company again and is back in our city for the majority of the time. We didn't end on bad terms at all, so we're still friends. My girlfriend always says she's fine with that, and after a group outing with him, my girlfriend, and some other friends, she asked why I call him something different than everyone else. This has since turned into a multi-day argument where she claims that calling him by his first name when Owen else does is too intimate. She said it's a relationship thing and that I need to start treating him like a friend. I said she's being ridiculous and unbelievably insecure. It's his name, not a term of endearment. Am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole. What? It's his fucking name, brother. Normally in relationships, you don't even use their first name. You give them like a pet name. You give them a name of endearment, right? So to call him by his first name, girl, you're so insecure. You're so insecure. Pack your bags. We're not in Japan. Now the asshole girlfriend is definitely out of line, but Opie definitely buried the lead. Yeah. Wait, definitely buried the lead. He is his ex. Huh? I'm confused. Opie said how they're friends. They ended on good terms. They're friends. That like there's nothing there between them. So I don't see Opie doing anything wrong. I'm gonna try to find another one. No, they did used to date. Opie and Jude, they used to date, yes. They did date previously, then they broke up. They were on good terms though, so they're friends now. And because they're friends now, the new girlfriend is like, yo, what the fuck? Stop doing that. Exactly, yeah, you go between like the real name or nickname. Like I don't see what the issue is. Ooh. I no longer plan to propose. Ooh. I'm grabbing you. This is a juicy one. Oh, okay. He's still not the asshole, but he's a bit more than just a friend. Yeah, I would say because of their history, that they are closer to each other than others. But like, still just a friend. Okay. You ready for this? Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I no longer plan to propose to her? And it says in the title, please read context. I love that. Let's read the context, shall we? Okay. I'm 28 and my girlfriend is 27. We've been together for almost 3 years and we live together. We've got a pretty solid relationship going on. No cheating or drama. We've both got good jobs. We talk about the future and our families get along great. As far as I was concerned, we were doing all right. The only small issue has been the whole engagement proposal thing. I'm not against marriage. To be honest, I've been looking forward to it and had a ring picked out. But I wanted it to be a surprise, so didn't give her a specific date. I told her it was coming though and thought we were on the same page. But over the past 6 months, she started to get more and more fixated on it. At first, it was just normal conversation. Then it turned to a bunch of little, quote, jokes, and then comments about when I'd finally put a ring on it. Lately, though, it's been on her mind 24/7. Anything we disagreed on gets turned into some variation of, this is why you haven't proposed yet. That's really annoying. That's really annoying. Last week, when I saw a message preview on her iPad, I clicked on it, I know I shouldn't have, and saw a group chat with her friends. They were all discussing how to manipulate me into proposing. Things like giving me the cold shoulder, not putting in any effort as a partner, making me feel like I've done something wrong, no physical intimacy, and so on. They were even talking about using her birthday as a deadline and making it clear to me that there were other options on the table if I didn't come through. Oh my God. We're not done. I'm not upset that she wants me to marry her. Before this, I really did want to marry her. But now, I'm questioning whether or not I should really spend the rest of my life with someone who might manipulate me. Anyways, I asked her straight out if she's been trying to get me to propose by using all these weird tricks. And when she said, yeah, she'd been trying to get some clarity and not waste any more time, basically that I should just propose already because if I was serious, I would have already done it. I told her I'm not proposing, especially if I'm being coerced into doing it. Basically, I told her if she keeps trying to manipulate me like that, I'm calling off the proposal train. Now she's going around saying I'm punishing her for having some standard relationship needs and that I'm just dangling marriage as a way to control her because I'm not proposing fast enough. And her friends all think I'm the bad guy because I looked at her private messages. Fair enough, I get it. She wants to know when we're about to be engaged. I get that 3 years is a reasonable amount of time to start feeling some anxiety about when things are going to get serious, but you can't force someone to marry you. And most importantly, it just made me realize that our relationship has been treated like some sort of game by her. Am I the asshole for telling her I'm not considering proposing now after this? It's very interesting. And this is absolutely psychopath behavior. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. I don't think he's the asshole because seeing this kind of like, why are you in a rush? 3 years is a good time for a relationship. Why are you suddenly such in a rush to get married? I can understand if it's been 5 years and there's no ring, 7 years there's no ring, like, okay, are we actually doing this? 3 years though? Like, to me, it's a bit of a red flag if you get married first year in. That's a little too soon. Because 1 year in, you haven't seen everything from that person. There's just no way. 2 years in, okay, hopefully maybe you've moved in together by now. Now you're adjusting to moving in together. Your life is changing. You're developing more boundaries. 3 years is a good time, but by no means are you having to rush it. What? Like, I don't think he dug himself a hole by saying that it's coming, because I think that was intended to give her reassurance, like, hey, listen, it's going to happen, instead of being like, I don't know, or being like, nah, and like, just straight up like lying about it. I think saying like, hey, it's gonna happen was supposed to be reassuring, and she took it as, oh, it's happening now, but because it didn't happen now like she wanted it to, that's when she started flipping out. The girlfriend is fucking insane. Yes, no, the girlfriend is fucking insane. The relationship is destined to fail. I do feel bad because like he did say it's happening, and then 6 months later it still hasn't happened. Like, okay, man, we do, come on, if you're gonna say it's gonna happen, let's not wait 6 months. This is kind of insane. I don't know, maybe he was planning something, he needed like a lot of time to plan it out. I have no idea. But like, if you're gonna say something, fucking do it in a reasonable amount of time, not half a goddamn year. That, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm weird. But if I'm in a relationship with someone for 3 years, I would not care if they go through my messages. I don't care. We've been together for 3 years. Like, we're living together. We're paying rent together. There's way bigger things, way more important things to like worry about than going through my fucking messages. If it's within the first year, yeah, no, I'm still getting to know you. Fuck off. I personally don't care. But if that's a boundary that they've set up previously, then he's being an asshole about it. But we don't know that. We don't know if this was a previous thing they discussed and they're like, don't do it or whatever. But that's just my thoughts. If we're considering getting married and I can't go through your messages because you're insecure about them or whatever, that's fine. Unless it's confidential information, then don't do it. But this isn't confidential information. This is literally just people talking about how they want to manipulate you. I you know, like, I wouldn't say it and plan like a whole day and pop the question at dinner or something. Yeah, like, okay, if it was me, I would say, like, at first, okay, if I'm still like months out from being able to do it, I'm gonna say like, hey, I would love to propose to you. I'm still planning it. I want it to be good. I would communicate it. And then like if they ask again, and I would say within like 3 months, be like, hey, I'm going to propose to you. I would say I'm going to propose to you if I have it planned within the next 3 months, because half a year is crazy. I want this girl also, like, just this girl's insane. That's true. You know what? Communication is fucking insane, guys. Did you know that communication would solve a lot of your issues? Did you know? Did you know that communication solves a lot of problems? Crazy. Ooh. This is really interesting. Okay, so you know how normally there's stories of kids who cut off their parents and so they're writing it from their POV? This is a parent writing about how their kid cut them off. It's the parent's POV. So, am I the asshole for not leaving something to my estranged daughter and her kids after she cut us off? Let's hear them out. Sorry, I'm suddenly losing my voice. I don't know what's happening. This is fucking crazy. Let's see. I have a terminal disease and I am dying. I'm in my late 60s, and even before this, my health wasn't great. I'm a dad to 4 kids and a grandpa to 6 little kids, but I only know 2 of them. My oldest daughter was from a previous relationship of mine, while the rest of the kids were from my wife. My daughter's mother always put lies in her head about me and tried distancing us from each other, and it worked. She told me multiple times her stepdad was her actual dad, and I just stopped trying, even though it hurt, and I just focused on my other kids who actually love and care about me. With the time, I got used to it. I wasn't even invited to her wedding, and that was the end of our relationship. We used to have very low contact, but after she got married, there was no contact between us whatsoever. I guess she must have been told about my sickness because last week she called for the first time in years, not to check up on me, but to ask about my will. She says because I was an absent and horrible dad to her, she and her kids deserve more from my will than my other kids who were always there, especially after I got sick. I told her she and her kids aren't getting anything from me because she clearly didn't need or want me, so she doesn't need my money. She went off on me, and even my ex is backing her, saying that she was always right about me. But I think, why should my kids have to share what I earned with my hard work with someone who actively hated me? Am I wrong here? Exactly. That is such a good point. Cutoff goes both ways. You cut off your father, he doesn't owe you anything. Yes. That is the best way to put it. It goes both ways. You actively resented him. You hated him. You talked bad about him. You treated him poorly. You didn't want to talk to him at all. He didn't get anything from you, as your father was told that your stepfather is instead as your dad, not your actual biological dad, completely trying to sever the relationship. You did not invite him to your wedding. That's cut off on both sides. So expecting something is insane. The audacity to expect something from your dying father who you did not consider a dad for decades is insane. Because how can you call him a dad now when you were being raised by him and you did not consider him a dad? No. I will say, I feel bad for the kid. Yeah, exactly. You severed the relationship. Congrats. You succeeded. Exactly. There is a part of me that does feel bad for the kid because, like you said, Hydras, stepmom kind of fucked it up. If this stepmom didn't start manipulating this kid early on, started being like whispering like a snake in her ear, right? I don't think this would have happened. But the kid grew up with that influence, and she is now raised by that influence. She now acts upon her. And it's some crazy entitlement. Crazy audacity. I feel bad for the kid because I think if it wasn't the mother, I think they would have had a really good relationship. But unfortunately, things get in the way, and that was awful. That was awful. No. By no means are you the asshole. I'm so sorry that you have to say goodbye to the rest of your family who does love you. I hate that. I really do. You should be able to pass in peace, not with family drama on like the last thing on your mind. Okay, this one seems a little stinky. There's updates on this. There's updates on this, so we'll see. This one is titled, "Am I the asshole for changing my underwear after a shower?" Which, I don't know if that means that they shower with their underwear on, and then it's wet, and then they change. I don't. We'll see. Okay, let's see. My 40 female partner, 45 male, thinks it's wrong that I change my underwear after a shower in the morning. I get up to take my dog for a walk early in the morning and put on clean underwear, then come home, have a shower, and change my underwear. The walk is only 20 minutes, and this is now turned into an argument that I must be cheating. This morning, my underwear must have fallen from my arms as I was washing to the laundry, and he messaged me saying, "You left your spare knickers on the floor you take to work." Hilarious. I told him that I changed my underwear after a shower. It just doesn't feel right to put them on again. He's now saying that I must want to be fresh for work and the men there. Am I the bad guy here? What? I'm sorry. Is the husband stinky? If I'm taking a shower, I'm putting on new clothes. I don't care if it was a 5-minute walk, a 20-minute walk, or 2.5 fucking hours. I'm changing my clothes. I'm putting on new stuff. I just cleaned my body. Are you putting on the same shit? No, honestly. To call them knickers is crazy. And that's crazy to immediately assume that you're cheating. Oh my god, this man is insane. But we do have updates. So, edit. I don't wear underwear to bed, so I have to put on underwear to take my dog for a walk, and then I put on fresh underwear after my shower. Based. I also sometimes don't do that. Update 1. He's adamant that no one else on the planet would put on fresh underwear after a shower if the ones they were wearing had only been worn for a short time. And the people who do that only do it for one reason: to cheat. Wow. This man is stinky. I give him final verdict. Stinky. Because what the fuck do you mean? Kind of agree with the first part. Really? Nah, man. I'm putting on new underwear. Nah. I'm putting on new fucking underwear. I put on new... Everything is new after I shower. If it was like pants, maybe. If I like... Let's say I got up, right? This is the situation. I get up from... I wake up. I put on pants. I go downstairs. I make breakfast. I'm like, hey, I want to shower. I go take shower. And then I put the same pants on because I just put the pants on. That's fine, right? But like underwear, I'm gonna change it out because I was stinky. No, hold on, hun. I'm changing my undies to cheat on my sweat. Oh my god. Okay, remember, we do have a second update. He demanded I give him my phone to look through it. I handed it over to him and followed him out to where he was sitting to take his phone. He said he has nothing to hide, but because I'm the one that needs to, quote, prove something, he doesn't need to let me look through his phone. He then gave me my phone back and said he would just wait until I was asleep, and he came in at 3 a.m. to take it. What? Oh my god. I'm trying not to be loud. But what the yeah, the hashtag man-child, hashtag projection is fucking crazy. I am a bull seeing all red right now. Also, on another note, because I didn't finish the update, by the way, Also, on another note, I do 99% of the washing, and water and washing loads are not an issue in regards to that aspect. I did mention in a comment somewhere that I'm going commando for the dog walk would be a whole other issue, is regarding him viewing that as easy access, but I appreciate each and every comment. I have laughed and cried in equal measure. No, this sort of behavior should have left the moment you hit 25. When your frontal lobe fully developed, this should have been out the door. Oh my god. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. She just wants to be clean. Not the asshole. No. No. Mm-mm. I... Yeah, exactly. I love the emote use too. Oh my god, I love my emotes. I love my emotes so much. Guys, I love being an artist and making my own emotes. Okay, I'm so sorry. I just had to do that really quick. Oh my god. I just found a huge one. Okay. Like Ace Attorney reaction. Yeah. Exactly. Hold on, let me reposition myself really quick. Okay. Don't listen to my chair. Don't listen to my chair, okay? It's loud and I'm sorry. Okay. Are you ready for this? This one's a big one, but I think it's really interesting. Am I the asshole for leaving my friend on the side of the road after finding out she stole nearly $800 from my account? Let's go. I, 28 female, had a friend, Kat, 27 female. We've been close for a while, and I've always been the stable one. Quote, immediately you guys saying nope. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be loud. I'm sorry. I just think that's hilarious. I'm so sorry. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me collect myself. And I've always been the, quote, stable one. I make a decent amount of money and sometimes pay for dinners or shopping trips because I love my friends and enjoy spending time with them. A few months ago, a group of 6 of us, including our friend Cherie, met up to plan a 2-week girls trip to New Orleans. Yes, I love that. Yes, it's 2 weeks. It took me and Cherie longer to decide where we'd like to go. We agreed that each of us was going to save $1,000 for their portion, and if you couldn't cover your part, you had to back out. I think that's pretty reasonable. This is going to be a very expensive trip. You have to cover your part because everyone has to pay for theirs. Yes, I agree with this. We didn't want anyone being uncomfortable or having to pay more than they should. Exactly. I like this, okay? While we were hanging out, Kat asked to borrow my phone to call her boyfriend because hers was dead. She was gone for like 20 minutes, which I thought was weird, but I figured they were just arguing as usual. Afterwards, she brought my phone back. Fast forward to more recently, I went to send Cherie money for the trip and noticed odd amounts of money taken. Originally thinking it was just auto pay for utilities. I understand that, girl. Whenever my electricity bill hits the auto pay, I was like, ah! And then I remember it's my electricity and I'm like, oh no, I need that. But then scrolling down, I saw there was a $367 amount sent to a PayPal account. I immediately called my bank and asked if they could tell me more about the charges. It turns out Kat had had stolen $783. She had linked my card to cash loading apps like Cash App or PayPal, labeling the transfers as gas or garbage bill. Kat had used my phone plenty of times, so now looking at it, she probably did find where my logins were. Yes, they're on my notes app. Whoops. I told my boyfriend about it, and he was also upset Kat would do this and wasn't surprised. She does have a tendency to be impulsive and dumb. I was pissed. She was my friend and didn't even take time to ask me for help. She just decided to steal my money. Why? I wouldn't have done that to her. My boyfriend said I should confront her right away and demand my money back. I did take some time to think on it, and I invited her to go shopping for new outfits for the trip. Of course, Kat accepted my invitation, and I picked her up from her house. We talked about normal work and boyfriend stuff at first. I was just trying to see if she would admit it when it was just us two. But while we were looking around the stores, I made sure I brought up that I didn't have enough money to spend on a bunch of clothes to see if she'd react. She just kept saying it's okay and that she can pay for her own. Kat isn't broke either, by the way, just sometimes I offer to pay for her stuff too. On the drive back, I did mention that my bank had flagged my account for fraud. This was also not true. I just wanted to see what she would say. And that it would be more difficult to get money for the trip. Then I asked if she could help cover my portion of the trip, since she's my friend and I'd owe her big time. Kat was blunt and kind of rude. She told me she, quote, wasn't comfortable giving me money and told me that the group rule was, if you can't pay, you don't go. Of course she says this damn well, knowing she stole my money from me. I snapped at her and said I knew everything. She tried to deny it and then started her ugly crying. If that's rude, oh well. Claiming her boyfriend wouldn't help her and her hours at work were cut. I told her our friendship was over, and she either pays me back all of it or I go to the police. She kept screaming and crying, but I wasn't buying it. We were too far from her place at all. I pulled over near the public bus stop that had an indoor seating area and charging stations, so I knew she'd be fine, although if she went in or not, I'm not sure. It's like 10 minutes from her house. I told her to get out and call her boyfriend. Kat yelled at me, smacked me on the face. Oh my god, I would see red. She smacked me on the face before getting out. She slammed the door and I flipped her off and drove away. Oh my god. She's been blowing up my phone, calling me a bitch and anything she could for it, leaving her on the side of the road. Anyway, Cherie and the other girls and I still went to New Orleans. I went after Cherie waived the rule for me to help cover my missing portion after finding out. I will pay her back though. I've since involved the authorities and we are going to court to settle the money. Yes, it is small claims. I kept having her boyfriend message me to apologize, but I've blocked his number. Some people in our extended circle thinking me dropping her off on the side of the road, even though it really wasn't dangerous, and regardless of what she did, clearly they got their information from her. I've had to revise this post as it was flagged before, but I'm happy to fix it. Also, I don't care if this is overly detailed. I like making sure things aren't missed. Perks of being a yapper. Queen. Slay. I love you. Mwah. Mwah. Nah. Fuck that bitch. Leave her in the desert. Yeah, no. Fuck this girl. Oh my god. You know what someone said? Okay, the first comment, not the asshole, she feels no remorse. You were considerate enough while leaving her, and she was pretty much fine. Go through with contacting authorities and get your money back. The next person says, and on top of everything, that bitch smacked her. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I take her to court. I would take her to court. Fuck that bitch. Dude, it's okay. it was already crazy enough to like steal that much money from someone behind their back and then like go on a full like, oh my god, no, please babe, take me back, no babe, please, really, it was no babe, please, it wasn't me, right? And then to smack her, no, because nah, you want to know something? Bitch gonna smack me, I'm grabbing her hair. I'm throwing it in the console. I'm beating her ass. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe that's mean. Maybe that's hostile. You smack me, you spit on me, I'm about to pinch and twist your nipples, girl. I'm not fucking around. At this point, it's self-defense. You started it. Fuck that bitch. That was such a good story. Yeah, no, you don't put your hands on people like that. Nah, fuck that. Oh my god. Wow, that's crazy. I don't think anything can top that. Holy shit. I feel like I got a high off of that story. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was insane. Wow. No, not the nipple twist. Nah, she getting the titty twist. For sure. She getting the titty twist and the pussy punch. Got me shadowboxing mid read through. I understand, yeah. No, it's insane. I cannot fathom being entitled like that. Having no remorse, it requires no remorse, a lack of empathy. I don't know how people do that. I really don't. This is, it's kind of giving, Mommy, Daddy, why do people do bad things? Why do people commit crimes? That's what it's giving right now, me saying that. But it's true. I don't get it. I really don't. No. Especially because she's been your friend. Nope. Can't do it. Wow. Thank you so much for following Emmy Frog. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I hope you have a wonderful time here in the Skull Cult. That's true. They don't value other people. They don't respect other people. Don't like it. Don't like it. That's true. That's a really good point, Neko. If that's how she treats friends, imagine how she treats strangers. Strangers at the grocery store, strangers in line at the bank, strangers on the road when you're driving, right? Definitely not a defensive driver. I just want to say that. That's such a good point. Oh my god, I didn't even consider that. Wow. No, you're right. Wow. Fuck that bitch. Everyone put a fuck that bitch in chat, please. We just gotta that bitch. Oh my god. Okay. That one riled us up quite a bit. Thank you for the hydrate. All right. I found another one of financial wise. This one has a huge update to it. So it's gotta be juicy. The original post was 2 months ago. And the update came out 3 days ago. So we got a bit of a story to tell, okay? Title is, am I the asshole for cutting off my sister financially after finding out her unemployed boyfriend is benefiting from my money? Let's see. Throwaway account, my sister, 23 female, works as a cashier and earns barely above the minimum wage in our state. So I, 30 male, have been supporting her financially. I pay half her rent and her utilities and regularly send extra money for things like groceries or hair appointments or whatever she needs money for. I never really minded because I earn about 4 times what she does. Damn, Daniel. Got a bit of a sugar daddy in the chat. Damn, Daniel, you want to send some extra money my way? I'm joking. Not really, please. About 5 months ago, she started asking for money much more often. She always had a reason, and I sent her money without question because I wanted her to feel like I would always help her out. Then, last week, I ran into her at a club with a guy, Jake, 27 male. She introduced as her boyfriend. When I asked how long they had been together, she said a few months, which surprised me since I knew nothing about it. She got evasive and annoyed when I asked her more questions, and that made me uneasy. I just wanted to make sure my sister was with someone decent, you know? So I called one of her friends the next day and asked about Jake. The friend didn't have a high opinion of Jake. She told me Jake had been basically unemployed for over 2 years because he can't keep a job. He moved in with my sister 4 months ago after they had only been dating for a month. He says he stays home while my sister goes to work and isn't really doing much to get a job. I knew nothing about this. I have been paying rent for an apartment he lives in without contributing anything. I also realized that my sister's increased request for money lined up with when he moved in with her, which means most of it has been probably going to him. I confronted my sister about it. She said she didn't tell me about the relationship because it's still developing. I told her I would stop covering half the rent going forward since she now has a roommate who should pay for the other half. Reasonable. I would still pay utilities, but I'm cutting back on any extra cash. She got upset and asked how she was supposed to manage her income. I pointed out that now she has a partner. Surely he can subsidize. She told me he does not have a job. I responded that it was about time he got serious about finding one. Understandable. Thank you so much, Hydra Sugar Daddy. Oh my god. Thank you so much for the tip. Thank you so much. That's a hilarious name change. Thank you. I lost my place. Hold on. Fuck. I made it clear I didn't trust the guy. Someone being comfortable depending on her so early in the relationship felt like he was taking advantage. She accused me of being judgmental, saying he was just going through a rough patch and it needs her support until he can get back up. She also accused me of trying to control her life because I help her out financially and I have no right to meddle in her personal life. We have not spoken in days and now I feel conflicted. I genuinely believe he's using her and she is using my support to enable it. I'm not trying to control her life, but don't like being taken advantage of. Am I the asshole? We're going to go through all of the edits first, okay? You can write out what you think, your thoughts, your thinky thoughts, but I'm going to go through the edits in the meantime, okay? Apparently, people are shocked that I gave her so much support. My sister and I got closer following the death of our parents a few years ago, and I've taken care of her since. I've never minded until now, but perhaps it's time she learns to find her own footing. That's the edit from the original post. This is now the update from 3 days ago. I don't know if anyone still cares, but it's been almost 2 months since my first post, and thought I would post an update since recent developments because a couple of people might be asking about it. Following my post and your comments, I decided to follow through with my decision to stop paying half the rent for my sister as well as half the utilities. It was a terrible feeling, honestly. I felt like I was failing the promise I made to her to always be there for her after her parents' death. I tried texting her a couple of times to check in on her, but her answers were always very cold and passive-aggressive about how just happy she was with her hobosexual boyfriend. Thanks, Reddit. I resorted to getting updates from a friend, the one who told me about Jake, until my sister found out and crashed out on her and called her a traitor. Apparently, Jake convinced her to cut off her friend for being toxic, and she did. She called me and told me to stop trying to meddle in her life since I refused to help her anymore. I decided to give her the space she wanted, and I didn't hear anything from her over the last 3 weeks or so. But a week ago, her friend called me and told me my sister was at her place and she needed me. She gave me a rundown of what happened. My sister and Jake broke up after weeks of arguments over Jake's spending habits and the fact that he still doesn't have a job. She found out he lied about applying to a few jobs, confronted him about it, and during the fight, he shoved her to the ground. I would like to say, at this point, she came back to her senses, but that's not what happened. She allowed him to sweet talk and guilt trip her until she returned from work to find him to sneak another woman out of the apartment. When she confronted him, he got aggressive towards her again. She finally told him to get out. Jake refused because apparently he has occupant rights after having lived there for so long, 7 months. So she left and went to her friend's place, which is when she told her everything. I drove there immediately. My sister could barely look at me because she was ashamed. She kept apologizing for not realizing I was only trying to protect her, and I told her to stop. She brought up how Jake wouldn't leave, and I told her we could file a restraining order against him for assault. She didn't want to do it at first, but we managed to convince her that that was the fastest way to get him out of the apartment. We went and had the order filed right away the next day, and we were granted a temporary protective order. Thankfully, Jake didn't try to fight it, and it was served to him, though I suppose he didn't have a choice. It's been a calm few days, and since we've had a conversation about what comes next, she's going to find a smaller place with a roommate, which will cost her less than her current apartment. I'm not going to subsidize her monthly anymore, but I'm not abandoning her either. I will help her out if she's genuinely having difficulty handling herself, but she has to try and live within her means. I don't think she was happy about it, but she accepted. I also mentioned that if she would like to go back to school and better her job prospects, I would help her out. She says she'll consider it. Sorry for the long post, but writing this was very therapeutic for me. Thanks for all the advice in my first post. Hopefully my sister has matured a bit from this experience. I think this older brother is a very good older brother. It is very unfortunate what happened to her, how the boyfriend assaulted her. That is, I mean, literally, like from the last post, assault's not okay. I think he's very wise. He wanted to help her out, and having her trying to find her footing is also helping her out. It would damage her more to pamper her and hold her up away from trying and failing That would hurt her more in the long run. I think him kind of putting all that aside, giving her time, coming when she needed to, he's not the asshole by any means. He was trying to do everything best for her. She is, what was it? She's 23, so she's still making mistakes. That's understandable. She's like trying to find her footing. I just think this is a case of, trying to learn, really. Because he's 30, so he's got the experience she's lacking. I don't think he's an asshole. I think he's a very good older brother. A wise man once said, "Don't weep for the stupid, you'll be crying all day." That's true. No, but fuck the boyfriend. Yo, what the fuck? You piece of shit. Oh my god. Actual. Now that's an asshole. That's more than an asshole, really. That's a piece of shit right there. Mm-mm. Of course you can have a hug. Of course you can have a hug. Come get my titties. Here, have a hug. Oh, get my tits. There you go. Mwah. And a little forehead kiss. Let's see. Of course. Face full of sternum. You're so right. Sounds like me and my sister. Tough love doesn't mean, yes, exactly. It's just, I want what's best for you. That's true. It's tough love. Tough love is very difficult, especially because depending on your living situation, you might see it as more aggressive than others, but it's really not. Screenshot. Guys, if you want sternum pics, just ask God. If you look at my sternum wiggling around. Oh my god, look at it. Being all bony and everything. Oh my god. You guys are so silly. Oh my god, this is an essay. Sternum pics for free? Absolutely, I'll give you sternum pics for free. Yeah. It's out and about. Proud. Guys, I think I found the holy grail of stories. You want to know why? Am I the asshole for outing my ex-husband's affair to his entire family? Oh my god. Yes. This is what I wanted. This is what I needed. Yes. I think I read this one. Shh, don't spoil it then. Don't spoil it. If you've read it, then don't spoil it. Oh my god. Okay. This is a big one. And by a big one, I mean it takes me like 4 scrolls to get to the bottom. No mercy for cheaters. True. No mercy for cheaters. Absolutely. Popcorn is ready. Here, I'll crunch some popcorn for you guys. By the way, this is the same popcorn from Wednesday. I haven't finished it because I've been working. Let me crunch some popcorn for y'all. good, okay? It's good. Get a divorce. Preach. Get a divorce. Break up. Like, get an open relationship, and both people are, like, okay with, like, sleeping with others. Be poly. Literally, there are so many solutions to cheating. Fucking communicate. Holy shit. Like, actually. Okay. Hold on, a little more snack. I'm eating my chocolate covered blueberries. Food ASMR. Okay. Everyone get comfortable. Okay. Let me drink some more. This will probably be our last one. So, am I the asshole for outing my ex-husband's affair to his entire family? First time posting, so please bear with me. I'm also posting at my daughter's request, as she wants to know if we handled the situation correctly or if we're the asshole. Backstory. My ex-husband and I were together for 5 years, married for 18 months, at which point I ended things due to his repeated infidelity. I.e., he never stopped dating other people when we first started dating, so it was for the entirety of our relationship. I was 3 months pregnant with my daughter when I found out. We tried counseling both alone and together, but he wasn't stopping, and I was getting better at recognizing his lies. Our daughter, A, was 6 months old when I decided I had enough. He is a habitual liar, be it for small things or major things. If he thinks in any way he will, quote, get in trouble, he lies. Flashboard to Christmas of 2025. Our daughter is 18. He has remarried to a woman he met, quote, shortly after we split up. They have an 8-year-old daughter, S. A adores her little sister. My ex and I have managed to co-parent reasonably for the most part. His relationship with A has been rocky on and off through her high school years, as he did not take it well when she came out as bi. He asked her repeatedly if she, quote, was sure it's not just a phase, unquote, and would debate her about various LGBTQ plus issues as she, quote, needed to be prepared for the real world. Basically, making it so she didn't want to see him as often. Given at this point she was 16 and had a part-time job, she could decide on her own if/when she visited her dad, though she mainly went because she wanted to see her sister, especially because she was worried about her. I should add that my ex and his wife's relationship is rather toxic. They fight often, have since A was 4 or 5, and do so in front of her or near A and S. I could go on, but that's enough backstory. On to Christmas. Our arrangement for Christmas had been that A is with her dad for Christmas Eve, comes home to me around 1 p.m. on Christmas Day, which works well and is easy to plan around. This year, we were to meet at 1 p.m. at our usual meeting spot, as we had a little over an hour apart. At 12:40, he texted me to say they were going to be late, that they hadn't left yet. I called her on the phone and asked to speak to my ex. He was rather short and said, "My wife is very sick. I'm doing everything on my own." Fine, I just need to know when A is coming home. He ends up driving her to my house because I had timed an early dinner for 2:30, so meeting them at 2 p.m. wasn't doable. Fast forward to 6:45 p.m. My parents, who are elderly, had gone home. It was just me and A at home. And A comes out of her room so angry and worried, she's crying. S had texted her to say that their dad wasn't home yet, and after she had texted him, got no response. I get more information out of A that her stepmom has been sick for several weeks and was in bed her entire visit. She got out of bed once on Christmas Eve, ended up falling down, and my ex had to help her back into bed because she was too weak to do it herself. X asked if she wanted him to call an ambulance, but she said no. So, of course, he didn't and complained to A that she was being stubborn. So here we are on Christmas Day. My ex left their place at 1 p.m. It's nearly 7 p.m. His wife is bedridden, and his 8-year-old daughter has been effectively alone all afternoon. When she texted A, she said she's been hungry and made herself chicken nuggets for dinner. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. We're not even halfway done because we have an update after this too. Oh my god. A is furious and is worried about S as well as her stepmom, but mainly that S was by herself and X had not gone home and showed no sign of going home anytime soon. If you're wondering where he was with his girlfriend. He told me about 2 years ago he had been seeing someone for a while. At first, it was an affair, but he, quote, fell in love. So naturally, when he told his wife, he said that they either divorced or opened the marriage. Back to Christmas, A is angry and worried. I'm worried because S is effectively alone. We're an hour away and I had a few glasses of wine. A had a drink as well, so driving to their house wasn't possible. Not in the US, different drinking age where we are. Instead, we call my ex-mother-in-law to see if she can get brother-in-law to go check on S, but he is at Christmas dinner with the rest of X's family. Mother and father-in-law are divorced, so we try brother-in-law's phone. No answer. We try father-in-law's phone. No answer. I ended up calling A's godparents, who happen to live down the road from where father-in-law and the family are, explain the situation, and ask that they walk over and ask someone to call A. Well, we, A and I, ended up outing, quote-unquote, my ex, and that he effectively forced his wife into an open marriage that said wife is bedbound and that S has been alone for almost 8 hours at this point. I will admit I was kind of blunt. Quote, X left at 1 p.m., dropped off A at 2, and instead of going home, he's with his mistress. Wife is bedridden, and S, their grand/daughter and niece, is alone, and someone has to go check on them. It took father-in-law to call X for him to respond. Meanwhile, A had been texting and calling her dad, who sent her to voicemail multiple times. He finally called and said that he was heading home and to stop worrying, but A wouldn't let him off easy and asked him where he had been. He tried to deflect, but she wouldn't let it go. All he ended up saying was that he was going home and that it was fine. Fine being that his wife ended up hospitalized for nearly a week with pneumonia, and him sending S to stay with family on his wife's side for a few days. Personally, I know my daughter is not an asshole for how she reacted, for worrying about her sister, telling family everything, and not letting him take no accountability. I maybe, since I didn't have to be so blunt with my ex's in-laws, and my part in airing his business. But his business put a child in danger, a child who my daughter loves more than anything, and hurt both his daughters on Christmas Day. So I stand by it. Update. There were a few requests for an update, and my daughter's joining me with her input. First off, some people were concerned about her stepmother's health. After her stay in the hospital, she has recovered well and is physically back to normal. Regarding as to why we didn't contact emergency services or child protective services, my daughter didn't want to go that far unless it was absolutely necessary, as she didn't want to cause any additional trauma to her sister. If she could have guaranteed that she would be the one to be taking care of her sister, that would happen to have been different. However, given that she is 18 and lives with me in a different city, that would be unlikely to happen. We have discussed that she can have her sister up for visits anytime she wants and are currently making arrangements for her to visit for a few days during March break. For further clarification on when my ex finally responded to our daughter, it was nearly 10 p.m. Remember, they contacted the in-laws at like 7-8 o'clock. They finally got a hold of them at 8. The ex contacted back at 10, so 2-3 hours later. He was trying to convince her to, quote, calm down. He was on his way home, and that after he dropped her off my house, he started not feeling well and had caught what stepmom has and then coughed dramatically. Seriously, he was trying to deflect and gain sympathy. It didn't work. She wouldn't let it go, to the point where no matter what he said, she responded, "Stop lying and tell me the truth." He has since tried to convince her that he was at work, has tried acting like nothing happened, has tried to act all buddy-buddy with her, borderline love bombing / gaslighting her. I'll leave you with a copy of the text she had sent him shortly after Christmas night / Boxing Day, which was in response to her dad trying to say he had tried to help stepmom, but she was, quote, too stubborn and wouldn't listen, and that you can't force someone to do something they don't want to do. This is the quote. "Yes, but when that person is endangering themselves and your child, then that's when you have to do something about it. Because if something isn't getting better, then stepmom could have been in much worse condition. I'm sorry, but what happened today with S was reckless and put her and stepmom in danger. I did what I had to protect my sister. I love you, but that's not okay. Good night." Holy shit. This was not the story that I read. Well, I'm glad you got to listen to a juicy ass story. Wow. Forcing your bedridden wife into an open marriage, smashing your mistress while your daughter sits alone with the sick mom, and starving is the kind of messed up shit you see in a Lifetime movie or Tyler Perry drama. Yeah, I'm with you, Duck. I ain't fit no words. I got no words. I think that story speaks for itself. If there's a single person that says that you're an asshole in the comment section, they can look at the flowers. Got no words. I'm trying to see if someone did say that they're the asshole. Not the asshole, not the asshole, not the asshole, not the asshole. Good. We're all in agreement. Oh my god. What a gut-wrenching story. Like, what makes it worse is that it was on Christmas. That's what makes it so much worse. Because imagine you're 8 years old, your mother is sick and frail. It's scary. Your dad's not coming home. You have no idea what's going on. You're starving, and it's Christmas Day. You're supposed to celebrate with family. You're supposed to be happy that Santa visited, and instead you're starving and you're scared. Baby making chicken nuggets by herself hit super hard. No, it really did. I almost started to cry. That really hurt. That really, really hurt. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. That makes my stomach twist. In like, I'm sick. I'm nauseous. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. I don't know what to say to this. Other than like, your daughter is an angel. She cares about her sister so much. I love that. That is such a wonderful, kind-hearted soul. I hope she's gonna do good. She's gonna do good as an adult. She's gonna do good taking care of her sister. The mother raised her well. They are both wonderful people. I wish nothing but the best for these people. Yeah, that's like you gotta sit down, like the breath is taken out of you from this one. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the mistress wasn't even that good. He clearly has no standards. Cheated throughout the entire relationship for 5 years, chronically cheated. Forced his sick wife to be in an open marriage. This man is the lowest of the low. Send him to hell immediately. That is the one to end us off. Yeah. That is what we're ending off on. I thought we were first going to end off of the bitch slap, but no. Hey, this one's a good one to end off on. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yes, there's so many reasons why you're going to hell in this post. So many. Ooh. Ooh. Crazy. Oh my god. I'll send him to ultra hell. Regular hell is too good for him. No, you're right. Yeah. Do it. Do it. Do it. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the story ASMR. I know you guys enjoyed the stories, but I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of stream. I, as always, really enjoyed spending time with you guys. This was really fun. I'm like, wowie. I wasn't expecting that. I thought we were gonna get to like some low tier stuff, you know, some like whatever. It's whatever, I guess. I guess you're the asshole, but like, nah. We got some good stories, so. First time attending your stream was pretty fun. Yay! For everyone here who is new, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys will come back next time. I have a stream tomorrow if you want to come by. Tomorrow, as a reminder for those who are here on the regular, but I will let you guys know who are new. Tomorrow I have another ASMR stream where we celebrate hitting 600 followers on Twitch, so you guys get to have some lovely thigh ASMR, some delicious thick thighs. No, I don't want to go anywhere for Christmas either. I like staying home. I like staying home and being comfy and cozy. But I have to work Christmas. Sternum ASMR when? We can get that. Yeah, we can do that. It's gonna be a lot of heartbeats in there, but yeah, we can do that. So yeah, I hope I can see you guys next time. Please take care, okay? For everyone else, the other blue stream is also going to start. I don't know if in 20 minutes, but it's gonna start. So if you wanna come by the other blue stream, you absolutely can. But I can't say much more because then I'm gonna get bonked. Have a good night. Morning, evening, night, wherever you may be. Later, Tater. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Later, Tater. She's just quietly playing a xylophone. Yes, all my bones make sounds, so I can just play them. That's what my kalimba. My kalimba is made out of bones. Oh, that's canon now. That's canon. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Mwah 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 mwah. Mwah 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 mwah. Bye 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 bye.